What's going on, bro?
Yeah, what's good with you?
Ain't nothing. Another episode of the Triple G's.
Yes, sir. Triple G's, guys. Growth and guidance.
Yeah, yes, sir. What's going on, man?
Man, much, bro.
Yo,
How's your week going?
go good, yo. Before we start, just shout out to everybody that showed mad love for on that first episode, man. Much love. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, that shared that. I got a lot of people hitting me up like, yo, fire, fire,
Fire.
yo, y'all
So
dropped.
true, bro.
Yo, I was pissed that y'all had to end that quick because it was like it was getting good. I started putting notes and I was like, oh, okay.
That's the way it was supposed to be. That's what we want. We want that good vibe, bro,
Right,
for
right.
everybody.
Yeah, man, yeah. So what's going on with you, man? Get me up to speed.
Huh? Everything good? The week went past fast, you know what I mean? So all I can ask for, you know what I mean? And now I got a 4-day weekend. This is the anniversary of my mom's.
Right, right, right. Yep, because mine was last week. Yep,
Yeah.
right behind each other.
Mhm.
Yep. And we doing it again. And we doing it again.
One more time.
Yeah, man. This week, before we get into the podcast, yeah, we're gonna put out some segments. God, listen, this is God's growth and guidance, guys. All right, so, so, all right, so, fellas, all right, so if you're listening to this with your ladies, please close your ears because what I'm about to say. All right, every man on earth has felt this. Okay, so I got it. All right, so we're gonna call this segment "Is It Me?" All right, is it me? But is it anytime you let your wife, girlfriend, significant other drive the car, you start to feel a minor heart attack? When they drive- Good Lord, I promise you,
Yeah.
promise you,
Yeah.
like you. So we as men, we're prone.
They pay attention, bro. They don't pay attention. I don't know what it is. It's like they
Uh
get
huh.
behind that wheel and they just zone out. Like they act like there's nobody else on
Yo,
the road
for real. And
but
I'm saying to
them.
myself, like, when I know I'm going into the heart attack mode because when my wife be like, "Oh, I'm gonna drive," damn, like, come on, like, no, 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 I got it, babe. No, I'm driving. I drive there, you drive back, man. And you sitting on, and you because we so driven as men, we be thinking that we drive all the time. We thinking we could press the brakes because the way they speeding, like, yo, what are you doing?
Bro, you got your foot
Oh,
on
what are
their
you
brake
doing?
for them.
And then it's never their fault. Ladies, listen. If you're listening to this, if you're listening to this with your guy, your lover, your best friend, your husband, boyfriend, you're listening to this. Or if you listen to this by yourself and you're laughing, you know that's you. Because there's no way that you don't know that you speeding. Like, come on, why are you doing 80 and they get mad? Oh, they moving too slow. I'm sorry. They they on your time. Man, I'm saying, is it me? Anytime something crazy happens, bro, we gotta throw this out there on the podcast because I think it is important that they notice our foolery and the stuff that we deal with. Because, fellas, we got your back. I'm not being sexist, but women, please slow down a little. I don't know what a heart attack feel like, but I'm pretty sure it got to be neck to neck with that one.
Yeah, no lie, guys. Lamar just went through some tragic stuff maybe like an hour ago because that's the reason
Nah,
he's probably bringing this up.
nah.
She almost
I
killed you.
was I was
She
this
almost killed
week.
you.
We were where was we going? And my wife was just like, "Yo, I'm driving." No, we were going ice. We was going rollerblading family night, and we doing a family night thing. And my wife like, "Nah, I'm driving. It's daytime now." Granted, my wife don't like to drive at night. Cool. So the skating ring is, promise you, it's like 7 minutes from here. 7 minutes. Mom,
Mhm.
I get an alert on my phone. oh, my wife hitting 70 on a 50. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, come on, you wilding right now. So, listen, guys, I live a funny life. Okay. I always find something funny. It's either with my kids, my wife, or myself. I don't mind. I'm a fool. So if you see me, just, listen, you see my wife, don't be telling on her because she don't listen to the podcast anyway. So don't be telling on me. Just sound like, oh, okay. Like, oh, you made it. You didn't.
I heard what you did last week.
Exactly, bro. Like, I promise you, I'm like, come on, man. And you can't. And, all right, we're going to get into the podcast, but I want to talk about it. All right, fellas, I want to ask y'all a question, and I want y'all to leave a comment on this episode. How many are you able to talk to your wife about her driving when she's driving?
I wouldn't suggest that. I would wait till you guys stop driving, get out the car, and be in a place surrounded by other people.
Exactly. Listen, I've never met a woman that if you be like, babe, like it's a yellow light, it says proceed with go. Oh, okay. Proceed with cautious. Okay. But it's like literally like seconds from red. I don't care. It was my light. Okay. Now, Greg, my wife has gotten one speeding ticket, and she accepted. She accepted the ticket. So I give it to her. The only ticket because it makes sense. She couldn't lie and say, no, that wasn't me. That's just a bad cop. Nah. That was me. All me.
That was you.
Exactly, man. So, I just it's been a good week, man. Just dealing with, the COVID thing going on.
Because your anniversary was
the anniversary was a week and a half ago. We went out to dinner, went to this restaurant, and it was a nice little setup. My wife wasn't really a fan of the food. I'm not gonna put their names out there, but I mean, it was one of those it was like last minute restaurants. We didn't really get no time to do some reviews and check on it. So it was cool because I made up for it because I had, the house set up with the candles in the backyard and the strawberries.
Yeah. You did it big. I told you you're making us look bad out here, bro. My wife's looking at me like, where's my candles? I'm like,
man, listen. I've gotten to a point where I had to realize something where it's like I watch married couples after like 10, 15 years, and they just sit on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. But that's the perfect segue into our new episode, because that's exactly what we were talking about last week when we ended how not only do our wives change, but how do we change over the course of years? So what I mean? Like, so we definitely gonna get on them because they change the most. Men usually don't change that much, but you know what I mean? Like, I can tell you this. My wife from, oh my God, I'm telling my age right now, 2002 up until now, you know what I mean? It's not the same woman she was, you know what I mean? So, and neither am I. I was thinking about it as I was driving home today, like growth. When you grow, and that's everything in life, whether it's in your marriage, your height, your status level at work, or just in general, when you grow, you get bigger and you change. Or you could do the opposite and stay the same and then don't have any growth. But most people, they grow and they change.
And something too with people that don't want to grow, they stagnate, like they don't want to move. If you ever read this book, Who Stole My Cheese, I believe that's the book, where it's just like you got the one person that's adapted to change and another person that's just like, nope, that's the way it is. And you and this
Mm-hmm.
and when you think about it, when you grow, you are actually taking yourself in your relationship
Mm-hmm.
to the next level. So you're looking at it like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, she want me to start being more affectionate. Nah, I ain't like that. Why not? Oh, she want me to start
Mm-hmm.
cooking it. She want me. She don't want me to start cooking it clean. She just want me to clean, and and like she and some stuff that she don't want me to. She don't have to ask. Like I should just do. She trying to change me. Uh,
It's not about change. It's about it's not about changing you. It's about what you want in life. You know what I mean? As like I know I can attest. Maybe Lamar, you could attest too to this. You don't want the same type of chick that you wanted when you were
right, right. Oh
17
yeah,
years old. Like I would straight jump off a building if I was with the same girl I was with when I was
right, right, right,
17 years old. You know what I mean? So as far as and that goes for both sides. She doesn't want the same boy that she was dating when she
right,
was 17 years old. So why would you want the same girl? You guys are grown men and women now. So you should have grown men and women situations. And being a man and being a woman is doing sometimes what
right,
you don't want to do. Like, and I don't know who doesn't want to
right,
clean a house, or you know what I mean, or want to be fresh when you
right,
walk out the door. But you know what I mean, like those are some of the things that come with being in a relationship, and you don't have to get dressed up for her. You should be wanting
right,
to get dressed up for you. You know what I mean? Because you look good, she's looking at you and she's like, damn, I
right,
look who I got. You know what I mean? Knowing that
right,
she got
right.
somebody bad. And to throw in a little bit of sprinkling on top of that, guess what? The whole time she looking at you, she waiting
Right.
to get you
In
back
some
home.
cases,
You
in
know what I
some
mean?
cases, in some cases, and you're right because if you look at the way, if you're looking at your relationship and you're looking at like you're not on one accord, you're not, it's not the way you want it to be, and you're waiting on her to make the change, and you're waiting on this situation to change. When it's like, wait, okay, maybe I need to change. Okay, so all right. So there was a point in my relationship where I was waiting for, well, if she don't do it, then I ain't gonna do it. If she don't say it, I ain't gonna say it. And I was like,
Mhm.
this is not a tit for tat. Okay. And there's some people out there right now that's in relationships where it's like, well, if she don't put up, I'm not putting up. And it's like it doesn't go
Mhm.
nowhere. It stays there. But when you take the initiative to lead by example and you're able to say, I don't care what my wife does, I care what I do. I don't base my decisions of what
Mhm.
my wife does or my girlfriend does or my husband or
Mhm.
boyfriend does. I base my decisions off. Now, if they don't want to follow, fine. You lead by example. You take your relationship and you carry it on your back. And if it don't work, God will guide you
Mhm.
out, or he will guide
Mhm.
that person to,
Mhm.
oh my God, I can't believe it, Gene. Like the way you've been around the house, the way you've been around the kids. Listen, if you're not getting the grown man gifts, I promise you, it's either a couple of reasons. Let me write this down. It's maybe the finances are not the way, because she's like,
Mhm.
yeah, you look all good and you smell all good.
You're not taking
And
care of
and I and
responsibilities. Mhm.
listen, we're having a good time, but I can't lay with you the way I want to because I don't know how we're gonna pay the mortgage. Okay, now,
Mhm.
I,
Mhm.
I oh, you look good and you smell good, but I don't want to lay with you because you calling me out my name. I, I want to lay with
Mhm.
you and you smell all good and you look all good and everything, but the house is dirty. Or you look all good and you smell all good, but I got to do this with the kids. I got to do that with the bills. I got to do this in the house. I got to do this with my family. I got to do this with my friends. I, I'm just tired. So and it's vice versa.
Mhm.
And what I'm telling you, guys, Listen, create your own system in your relationship. Create your own system in your household that
Mm-hmm.
tells yourself, listen, what can I take off my spouse's plate? If I know
Mm-hmm.
exact,
What
come on,
makes it
come
easier?
on,
What
come on,
can make it easier? What can make it easier
come on.
for her and for you? If you know, and it's, believe it or not, this comes from when we were
Right.
kids, right? When your mom or your dad cooked, right? What did
The
they have
dishes.
you
The
do
dishes.
after you ate?
Yeah.
You did the dishes. So if your wife cooked, it just, it's not that hard to, and nowadays they give everything easy for you because we actually
Right.
had to do dishes. All these
Right.
houses
Right.
now come with dishwashers. So you rinse off and put it in the dishwasher and drop a name brand cleaner in there, and boom,
Right.
the dishes are done for you. So it's not that hard. It's just, it's like Lamar saying, it's not a tit for tat. Oh, she didn't do this,
Right.
and I'm not going to do this. It's actually the opposite. It's what she did this, so to make her load easier, I'm going to do this. So she did the dishes. I'm actually going to do the garbage. I'm going to take out the garbage, take it outside, and set it for the garbage man to come. Or if she vacuumed the room, I'm going to go clean
Right.
the bathroom. And that's what it comes down to. It's about relieving each other
It
from extra work that technically you both should be
exactly.
doing
And then
anyway.
after a while, what happens? It becomes muscle memory. That is, it just comes naturally that you're doing. Yeah, I promise you. My
Mm-hmm.
wife has this
Mm-hmm.
thing where once a month she clean. We clean throughout the month. Okay, but my wife has this
Mm-hmm.
thing at the end of the month, we power clean, where we really power clean the house
Mm-hmm.
from inside outside. We power clean, but we do it together, and we do it in a way
Mm-hmm.
of we get the kids involved. We blasting music. My wife sometimes she may pour a glass of wine. She's dancing. I'm dancing, and we're just vibing. Why? Because we just want that connection. We want to be able to like, all right, cool. We're doing this
Mm-hmm.
together. Cool. I got you. And that Mike, that itself, guys, let me tell you something. What you do before that alone time, it all bundles up. Okay. It starts off,
Mm-hmm.
from the time you wake up to throughout the day. Okay. And it's been said
Mm-hmm.
before,
My,
sex happens
mm-hmm.
outside the bedroom, not in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that probably went over
Mm-hmm.
people's head. Let me explain it. If you start the
Yeah,
day
well,
off, good morning, baby, and this is vice versa. I'm talking unisex right now.
mm-hmm.
Good morning, baby. How's how you feeling? Boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom. What's the date? What's the plans? Oh, we're gonna do this, do this. Okay, cool. Now y'all communicating good. Yeah, hugging, kissing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all on one accord. Y'all vibing good. Everything's good. Have a nice day. Then why not? Why not have that alone time? But when
Mm-hmm.
you get up in the morning,
It's not,
right?
it's
But if
just
you get
like
up in the
that.
morning
Yep.
and why you here? Oh, these kids are getting on my nerves. Oh, you ain't making no breakfast. I don't want no cereal. I don't want this. Guys, I'm telling you, it's not going to work. Do you understand
Mm-hmm.
your spouse, and I'm speaking unison, your spouse will be more into you when y'all on one accord and you feel that love tank to the top where it's overflowing
Mm-hmm.
versus she feel like, well, it's Saturday.
It's,
I guess well, I guess. Okay. I don't.
mhm. My wife says it all the time. It's a mental turn on versus a physical turn on. You could, of course, you could, to have that physical turn on is great, but when you have that mental turn on where y'all vibing like Lamar said, and y'all on one accord, so she's cooking and she sees that as she's cooking and getting rid of a pot, you cleaning that pot, wiping it down, putting it up, and then y'all eat together and then y'all clean together. That women are mental, men are physical. So, and I'm not saying all men, but the majority of men are physical. So, if you ever watched your wife cook and she just has some boy shorts on, or you know what I mean, just one of your tank tops, that's a turn on to you. But guess what? She knows that's a
Right.
turn on to you too. You know what I'm saying? You ever had an argument with your girl and then she cooking for you and then she got her whole entire
Hmm.
drawer on, like everything in her drawer, her pajamas. She got the grandma panties. You know what I mean?
Right.
The bathrobe on, and she's cooking. You like, damn, like she's not
Right.
attractive at all right
Right.
now. But when y'all vibing, and she knows, like, oh, what, like, oh, this is a good sensual mood. I'm cooking for him. He's helping me. You ever realize that your girl is half naked? Like she just got on a shirt and some panties. She got the kids in the room. Like, oh, come on. Like we're gonna get y'all settled before me and daddy gotta eat and all that. That all corresponds with starting the day off, like Lamar said, mentally. Hey, baby, just that for either or, and that's unisex. Hey, babe, give me a kiss this
Right.
morning. You know what I mean? And from there, usually it's a good vibe. Of course, I'm not going to say you may have disputes in between the day, but you can always squash that out in those little fires
Oh
because the
yeah.
devil is always at work. When love is around, he's always at work. Like, oh, let
Right.
me see how can I mess something up. But you put those fires out
Right.
immediately. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And
So,
and another thing is, you know, fellas. No. Let me stop. All right, guys. All right. I'm gonna tell you for myself. I had to learn the hard way. Where I used to be on Sports Center. Used to be on or any game that's on. Listen. If Cornhole was playing, I'd be like, oh, let me watch that. Okay. But I realized I'm in the room watching sports, watching the same game, highlights of the same game I just watched, and my wife is in the other room watching Lifetime. Now watch what I'm about to do. The disconnect is because we're not connecting. And then when I'm done with my sports and she's done with her movies, she ready for bed. Because I haven't gave her no connection. Now I'm sorry. I had to learn the hard way. I'm not married to the Lakers, the Yankees, the Cowboys. I'm married to my wife. So if my wife is like, I want to spend time with you, today's our day off. We're together. You're in one room, I'm in another room. I don't want that. You just do away the whole day.
you just you just work 5 days a week. You at work more than with your coworkers than you
Exactly.
are with
And
your
if
wife and
when
your
you
kids.
say, now, babe, listen, the game is on, but we can watch this Lifetime. But let's come up with this agreement. When that go on commercial, I put that on. All right, cool. And that's how come up with some fun stuff that's going to help you. Because I know growing up, okay, growing up, I didn't have the two parent back household. My mom was a single mom, so to me, I didn't experience that. I didn't see that man and wife relationship. I seen it on TV. I seen it throughout my brothers having relationships, and in the relationships I had, uh, before I got married. So it was just more of a learning process, and you learn this stuff, and then sometimes it's just as you learn, you have to accept some changes and growth in what you're doing because if you always, well, she got to say hi, she got to text first, she got to call first, he got to do this, he got to pay for that, he got to do this. It's Listen, if you're not
You'll miss out on blessings. You'll miss out
right.
on blessings like that. And not in just relationships, just in life. You know what I mean? If you expecting somebody else to put out first, and it doesn't matter what it is, just to hand you something, you'll be walking by everything in life because not everything in life is given to you. The only thing that's given to you in life is two things:
That's it.
life and death.
That is
That's
it.
it. Everything else in life, you have to
Right.
go after. If you think Lamar got his wife just from sitting down. Oh, you know what? There goes my
Yep.
wife
Let me
right
go
there
get her.
walking by. Are you gonna say anything? No, I'm just gonna sit here and let her walk by. She's
She
gonna
gon'
come up to me
she gonna
one
come to
day.
me.
No, no, it don't come. It don't work that way.
Oh
Especially
no,
with women.
no,
Women
no.
always want that thrill. They want
Oh,
that man to
I ain't going
chase
to
them.
him. What I look like, sir? Oh, I'm not one of these girls out here. Okay,
Hmm.
so and that's why, like,
Hmm.
back, when the high school years, and like you said tonight, like, this topic tonight is about then and now. And it's if we have to grow as a person, mentally, physically, you know, mentally is the most important thing, because if you don't find your mental growing and you don't learn to bend, what happens when something is just straight the whole time? It will break. And then when
Right.
you break,
Hmm.
do you know how hard it is for you to come back? And let me,
Facts. Look, and this is experience. You guys got to listen real carefully because this is straight experience coming from Lamar and myself. We actually went through our circumstances damn
right,
near at the same time. You know what I mean? Like we, like I can't speak for Lamar, but I speak for myself. Especially as a young man growing into a man, I thought the basics of a man because I didn't have it demonstrated in full because my dad was there. I'm not gonna, I had my dad, so it was my dad and my mom wasn't in my life. Lamar had his mom and his dad wasn't in his life, so my dad was in my life. But the way it was demonstrated to me is a man. His main thing is to work. He doesn't. He comes home. He works. His wife, if he has a wife, his girl, if he has a girl, she does everything else. And when you growing up and you see that mounted in front of you, you see your dad come home. He gets up at 6 and he comes home at 9, and then the girl that he has in front of him, she's cooking, she's cleaning. You know what I mean? And you think that's what it's supposed to be, and it's not. It's always a tip. It's always a give and go equally in a relationship. So I demonstrated that. I still to this day, but guess what? I tweaked mine a little bit because I went through my situation with my wife where it was like, oh, I'm not showing her enough attention. All I am doing is working, and it's not fair on her. It's not fair that she has to, if she's working, she has to work. She has to come home and take care of the kids. She has to clean. She has to cook. She has to take out the garbage. And my only job is to come home, eat, sleep, and shit, and then get back up. Sorry, didn't mean to curse. And
right, right,
go
right,
back
right.
to work.
Let
Mm-hmm.
me share this, because I think this is where I want people to really connect with us, because when I first got married, I was on this tier of, we you have your bank account, I have my bank account, we have a bank account. And I felt, and what it was like I
Mm-hmm.
was getting paid and I was putting money in my account and then transferred to our account. But also, what was happening was that my wife kept complaining, "You're spending money that we don't have." And we got this. We just
Mm-hmm.
bought this house. We got a baby on the way. We got my parents living with us. We got a brand new house. We got a car that's 50-50. That's we don't know if it's going to break down or not. You just start work. We're trying to figure this out. We're trying to get all this stuff, and you're spending money. And I keep telling you over and over and over and over that you're hurt. You're not just now. You're not just hurt in the finances, you're hurt in the marriage. You're hurt in the relationship. And I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
listening. I was firm on what I believe. What was the big deal? It's not that big a deal. I work. I can't even spend my own money. And I did not want to see the other picture. And what happened? My wife packed up everything and left. 3 years
Mm-hmm.
strong, left. I went from being a father
Mm-hmm.
every day to being a weekend dad. And
Mm-hmm.
God had to sit me down and be like, listen, You either gonna do it my way or you're gonna do it your way. And I promise you, when you do it your way, you see the results. So when I realized that I had to grow mentally, I had to become a better person for myself, for my family, for my kids, for my wife. That's when it started slowly coming back. It started coming, and I started seeing things different. I don't need to spend all my money in the bank account. I don't need on payday. I need to go and get Olive Garden, and on 2 days before payday, I'm eating honey buns. I don't need to do all that stuff. I've been buying lunch throughout the whole week. Why not do it on a Friday? Keep your money. You work so hard to get it. You take 2 seconds to spend it. There's an old saying that it takes hours for you to milk a cow, but it only takes seconds for you to spill it. Okay, so I had to grow. And the only way I could grow is because I had to start training myself. And yes, there's going to be some sacrifices. Yes, there's going to be some things you're going to have to say no to. Yes, there's going to be some people you're going to have to say no to. Yes, there's going to be some habits you're going to have to let go. But the outcome is always going to be better than what your current habits are. And if you cannot understand it, you're always going to get the same results. You're getting the same results you're getting right now. If you don't make the change right now, you have to make the change with your mind, and it will work out in your life. I'm telling you, my wife got up and left. And when she came back, I promise you, I changed everything. Let me tell you something. My wife and I been back together for 5 years. Okay. And we took a break. 5 years. I haven't, because of my spending habits, I took the initiative and the sacrifice without her saying it, but myself. When we got back together, I don't want a debit card. For 5 years, I just got a debit card right now. Now I got credit cards. Now I just got a debit card because I told myself I should be more mature. If I can make kids and have that responsibility, and I could, exactly. If I could master that area, if I can have a wife and I can handle that, and if I can have a job and handle that, I can have a debit card and maintain that, and that comes with mental growth. You gotta train your mind. You cannot sit there and think it's your way or no way. Because when my wife came back, I promise you, my marriage went to a whole different level. My wife seen stuff where she's like, "Hold up, he's putting gas in my car. He's washing dishes without me telling him. He's straightening up." She called me the adjuster. She said, "You don't clean the house. You adjust the house. You adjust things from left to right. But I give you credit. I'll take it." I started washing clothes. Let me tell you, and I don't mean to go off on this, but I want to tell you something. There was a time where my wife told me, "You can't wash no clothes. You are banned. You are dead." I said, because I put the clothes in, I put the detergent in, and boom, washed it, put it in the dryer.
Where's the
separation? I
do
none of that.
Where's the separation,
none of that,
bro? No separation.
None of that. Nothing.
You do that on purpose.
My wife came home. She smelled the clothes. She said, "Yo, what is this? Smell like mildew." I said, "What I do?" Now, okay, here's a couple things what happened. And this is what happens with us men, I'm included. We get defensive. We go stonewall. We shut down. We don't want to talk. We get mad. We leave the room. We don't want to hear it. And it's like, whatever, because we don't like to be criticized. And my wife was reading me off. "No, you are banned. You are never doing this. Is nasty. I got to redo everything. You just spent all this money for no reason." Okay, great. What I did with change, rather than going those routes, I just said, "Okay, well, next time, just show me how to do it." Boom. My wife went downstairs. My wife went to go start washing clothes. I see how to separate the colors, the blacks, the whites. Boom. She in the laundry room. I'm right behind her, right over her shoulder. She like, what? I said, no, I just want to see how you do it. She didn't tell me
Mm-hmm.
she put the unstoppables in the washer first. Then she put the fabric softener on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Then she put the detergent on the other side. Then close it. Boom, bam. I look, got it. Boom. 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
later, she at work. I'm home with the kids. Boom.
You
I
banging
put
it
the
out.
clothes on the
You
couch.
banging it out.
She like,
Mm-hmm.
didn't I tell you? Why is this clothes here? Didn't I tell you not to wash it? I said, smell it. She said, oh. I've been Let me tell you something. I've been washing clothes ever since. It's easy, guys. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy.
It's just it's not as hard as you make it. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, and this is for all guys. This is for all the guys out there. Maybe some women too. Stop being
Yeah.
lazy. My boy, my boy Lamar taught me this. It's 24 hours in the day,
Yep.
right? You told me this, right? It's 24 hours in the day. You work for 8 to 9 hours. You drive for maybe 2 hours. What are you doing with the other 13 to 15 hours that you have in the
Complaining.
day?
Yep.
Which is so true. This is so true. You okay, so you say, all right, it is 24 hours, but I sleep. Okay. You sleep what, 6 hours, 7 hours? So take that away from the let's lowball it. Take that away from the 12 hours that you have. What are you doing with the rest of those
Exactly.
6 hours? Are you watching TV? Are you are you on social media? My boy Lamont and me, I took a hiatus from social media
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
what,
Yeah.
five
Yeah.
years, six
Would
years?
not even do that.
You you know why? You know what? Because it's a distraction. Anything that's a distraction to you, and I got to get back on it right now too. Because me and my wife was talking about this now. Is we got to get
Right.
rid of the distractions. This you have 6 to 7 hours a day in your life to do other things to help you grow as a person. Because I don't care what you do. You may work 12 hours a day. That's your choice. You may work 12 hours a day, you sleep six. That still leaves you with 6 hours
Right.
to do something else. You have to set your mind to it. And I'm not only telling y'all this for y'all, I'm telling y'all this for me. Because when me and Lamar was younger, Lamar could tell you I was 185 pounds soaking wet at 17, 18.
Right. Right.
Now I'm
Right. Right.
250
Right.
pounds. You know what I'm saying? But I have to get
Right.
back on my game. So if I have 6 hours left in the day, guess what? I could take 2 hours out of those 6 hours and hit the gym, run around the block, get
Right.
myself back
Right.
in better shape. You can do the same thing. You just have to set your mind to it. And the hardest thing in life is to set and change your mind on something that you've been doing for 5, 6,
Right.
7 years.
It's not.
It is. It's
But
not
when
easy.
you
It's not easy. But you have to. You have to. If you want something in life, want anything in life, it's all about
you
committing
gotta
yourself to it.
have you gotta set paces. See, the thing is, you know what, Gene? The thing is, people
Mm-hmm.
people want to get everything done now. They don't want to break it into pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jesus broke bread.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say, "Hey, you get a loaf, you get a loaf, you get a loaf." Tap that person, you get a. No, he broke bread. Small steps, great
Mm-hmm.
distance. So if you sitting there and you
Mm-hmm.
saying like, "I want to lose weight," why are you trying to lose 50 pounds in 2 days? I'm gonna starve myself, Gene, because wifey act telling me that I'm getting fat. Yeah, Gene, I'm gonna read 100 books in a month. Let's not play.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's not
Mm-hmm.
play that card. Now,
That's set
exactly, and you will
realistic
start seeing
goals.
results. I had okay
Mm-hmm.
when I started seeing. I promise you, when I started putting gas in my wife's car, I had to remind
Mm-hmm.
myself. I set a reminder on Google every Tuesday to remind myself. babe, where you going? Oh, I'm checking if you need gas. Nah, I didn't even go. I didn't move that car. Oh, okay. And what happened was that I kept doing
Mm-hmm.
that, and my wife had. You know what's the most amazing thing is when your wife or your girl or your spouse is talking. And women, you can do that for your man. Okay, I'm not saying that it got to be a one sided
Mm-hmm.
thing, but when my wife was talking to her friends and she's like, "Oh, I forgot," she's like, "I got here and I got to get gas when I leave." She's like, "I haven't got gas in months. What are you talking about? How are you driving?" No, I haven't. Lamar fills my tank up. I totally forgot how to. I don't even know what side it's on. I said, "Ooh, ooh." She did,
Mm-hmm.
ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I caught it. Okay, my
Mm-hmm.
wife. We went out to. It was a cruise. I think it was a cruise. Now, if you ever been on a cruise, they make the towels, the design towels, like the elephants, the crabs, and stuff like that. But what my wife loved is that when she came out, every time she opened that door, now we partying, but my wife, every time she opened the door, if you go to a hotel, same thing, the bed is made. I always see how her face lit up, and she would just jump on the bed, and she like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to fall asleep." So what I said,
Mm-hmm.
every time I wake up, if I'm the last person out that room, I'm the last. I'm making that
So
bed.
make up that bed.
Even if she's
Mm-hmm.
home,
Mm-hmm.
I'm making that bed. So the little
Mm-hmm.
things count. So when you find yourself trying to, nah, G, yo, L, you wilding. Nah, I ain't doing that, bro. Because the way I was raised, no man's supposed to wash dishes, no man's supposed to mop, no man's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
clean. That's how I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fool. You're a fool. You're a fool if,
Mm-hmm.
because let me
Yes,
tell you
please.
something. If I want my wife and I'm trying to get some grown man, I'm trying to get the grown man gifts, I promise you, I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
everything off that plate. And it's making me better as a
Mm-hmm.
person because I'm learning and I'm showing my
Mm-hmm.
kids. Okay, I'm about to go in somebody's house right now. I'm showing my kids the
Mm-hmm.
example on how to be a man de-
I
dealing
mean, a
with a
husband.
woman. My son
Mm-hmm.
seeing me putting
Mm-hmm.
candles in the backyard. My son seeing me holding their mother hand, seeing me kissing on their mother, telling them how
Mm-hmm.
beautiful she is. I'm showing affection in front of them. Please, you're a fool if you
Mm-hmm.
sitting there right now listening to this podcast, this episode, and you saying, "Nah, let me turn this off. They soft."
He is. He is.
Let me
They
tell you something.
suckers. They're some suckers. Guess what?
Ain't nothing more
Mm-hmm.
important, and nothing more fun than having a healthy marriage and a healthy household. When you come in that household and your kids run to see you, your wife get up and she been home all day, even if she ain't cook, but that house clean, or even if the house is not
Mm-hmm.
clean, but she get up and she kiss you, babe, let's order dinner. I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's cuddle. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go watch a
I
net.
miss
Let's
you.
watch one of those
Mm-hmm.
Netflix movies. Ain't nothing more important than that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got to get on the floor,
Have her wrap her leg, have her
come
wrapping
on,
her
come
leg
on,
around you
come on,
when y'all laying down. You know what I'm saying,
come
or
on.
laying
Let
on
me
your
tell you. Let me
chest.
tell you the
You
crazy
know,
thing.
like you wonder why you wonder why
Exactly,
your girl is not
because
doing that no
you
more.
not setting the tone. Set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
I tell
Mm-hmm. You wonder why she distant. She want like that. Why she don't come around me? Why
exactly.
she in the other room? Why why don't get a
Oh,
hug and a
and
kiss in the morning?
she over there smell like morning breath. Please give me that. Give me
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm good. I'm
Give me
good
that
on that.
facts.
I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. I
Mm-hmm.
remember I broke the mop. My wife was pissed. Ah, you. And when I get home, you better have another mop because I wanted to clean today and I can't do that. And you know, women, I'm sorry, women, I love y'all, but I'm just gonna tell you, y'all take it to the whole degree, right? But
Mm-hmm. You
and,
start
and my
arguing
I
about a broken
promise you,
mop.
I said, okay, well, I don't feel like going to the store to get one, but I want to clean this house. I put this Fabuloso on the floor. Y'all can laugh at me all y'all want. I put the Fabuloso on the floor. I put the bucket, and I was mopping with a towel. With a towel.
Mm-hmm.
My wife came home. It smelled good in here. You spray something? Nah, I mopped the floor. Oh, you got a mop? Nah, I'm gonna go get it when you come home. I didn't want to lug the kids. So how did you mop the floor? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
with a towel. What towel? No, babe, the towels we don't. The towels that I used to wash the car, the
Yeah.
towels was clean.
It's, it's,
The foot,
it's not the cute. It's not
yeah,
the cute.
nah,
It's not the
it's
cute
the
towels
towels I
that you
wash
keep for
with
the
the car.
guests.
Oh, okay. It smelled
Mm-hmm.
good. And that was one less thing my wife had to do. She
Mm-hmm.
put her bag down. She went and kissed the kids. She sat down. She rested her nerves. She told me about her day. Oh, boom. Now, just because I just thought about it, I just want to share this with y'all. And we're staying on topic, but I just want to share this because tonight it was some gems that's really dropped on here that I want people to really take away. I want, me and Gene dropped a lot of gems, but try some of these steps. Okay. When you call your wife or you call your girl, okay, start this habit. When you get out of work or before work, talk to each other. But
Mm-hmm.
give your girl, give your fiance the first 15 minutes of the floor. Let them talk. Don't interrupt. Don't try to solve the problem. Just let them talk. Let them
Mm-hmm.
open up the can for questions or suggestions. I'm learning that now. I ain't perfect. Gene ain't perfect. We're just learning that now. But when you give that floor to them, that lets them get whatever they vet in, whatever they hold it. Because sometimes they just need to talk. They don't want the answer. They know the answer. Give them
Mm-hmm.
the 15 minutes. I promise you.
Mm-hmm. They just want some. They just want somebody rather than their cousin or their
That's
girlfriend
that's
to
it.
to talk
And
to.
and allow
Mm-hmm.
and when you do that, you're allowing each other to talk. Because now she got her 15 minutes, you throw your 15 minutes, and then y'all start the dialogue with whatever else is going on. Start with that. Okay. Another thing, when you see each other, don't make it seem like it's a Monday. Make it seem like it's a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, baby? Oh my God.
Friday. And that's
Exactly.
every day. That's the biggest. That's the listen. That's the biggest gem that Lamar can drop any day of the week, bro. You treat your you treat your girl like you're about to take a flight to Dubai and you're gonna
Hmm.
see her for 4 weeks.
And you know what? You know why, Gene?
You know what I mean?
It's because we are okay. Okay. And I caught myself one time doing this. We will show more love and attention outside of the home than inside the home. And when I say
Mm-hmm.
home, I'm talking about relationship,
Mm-hmm.
marriage,
Relationship.
your
Mm-hmm.
engagement. That's what I'm talking about. So if I can argue with my wife, I can argue with my girlfriend, I can argue with my fiance and say whatever and walk away or hang up the phone and then get to work or get to school or get to wherever my destination is taking me and say, "Oh, what's up? How you been? How's everything? How's your weekend? What's going on?" That same energy that I'm giving to a stranger, I should be
I
giving that
can
to my
give.
spot.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Give that to
Come
my
on.
wife.
Come on. And
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to tell you guys. We have to take care of home court. We always got to have home court advantage. I'd rather lose. I'd rather have more wins at home court, okay, than away
Mm-hmm.
games because I always have to come
That's
home.
bro. You know what I mean? You don't understand. Like the best thing in the world is knowing that even the rest of the world has been beating you up, and when you walk in that house and your wife, your girl, your fiance, be like, "You good? Sit down. Let me," and they kiss you on your forehead and start rubbing your head and like, "Let me
Right,
tell me about your day."
right,
Relieve some of that stress. They're not putting more stress on you.
right.
They're taking the stress away. But it's
Eh,
nothing like it. Because the worst thing in the world to happen is for you to be stressed out from work, from outside, something that somebody that you will probably never see in your life again has done to you, and then walk in the house and then your wife or your girl is putting that
exactly.
same stress on
And
you.
that's That's the thing.
But if you,
That's what it is. And we're not we're we're so mad at the world that we come home and open the door. We're opening the door. We're bringing the world. Hey, world, come inside as well, because I can't take it out on the job because I don't own the job. I don't. That's not my business. I don't own the school. So who am I taking out? The first targets, and we gotta change that tonight, guys. You're listening to this podcast. You listen to this episode. You're listening to two guys. We're not talking like we never lived it. Like this is facts. This is to help you, and this is helping us because I hear Gene and he hears me, and that's motivation. That's when we get off this podcast, I'm going to my wife. You get what I'm saying? Because
so true. I'm about to give my wife the biggest kiss that I ever get.
Because
like, what's wrong with you? Like,
it's because we're feeding energy into each other, and you know, you listen to this podcast, get around people that's the right vibe. If you're gonna be in a relationship, okay, I tell a young man like this. I told him, I said, what's your biggest introduction to your girl? You know what he said? Oh, you know, I'd be like, oh, what's up, babe? That's your introduction? Yeah, what am I supposed to? I said, what are you doing preparing for that? I don't know. Texting her saying I'm 5 minutes away or something. I said, okay, we're gonna do this. Because your tone, the way you act and the way you are, the talk, I said, this is what I want you to do. From now on, before you talk to your girl, if you know you're going to talk to your girl at 9:00, or you know you're going to see your girl and you like 5-10 minutes away from her, I want you to listen to one R&B song. Yo, L, why? Why? Because I need you to be mentally in the mood. Okay? Now, no disrespect to any rapper, but you trying to listen to that song, your vibe is that vibe while you with her. So get into that phase, in that habit of having it, because you trying to be hardcore and she like, we're going to the movies. Where we going? I get it. We're going to a club.
You want that sensualness, bro. I'm not even gonna. Yo, he's straight dropping gems to y'all, like literally, because what you listen to, like he said, what comes into your ears and goes into your brain, and you start to seep it in, is what you put out. So if you listening to some, I'm gonna you know what I mean? Like that's what you're gonna put out. But if you listening to some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, you know what I'm saying? Like you want a whole different vibe. And what I started to do, like, because you know, I'm starting to get more into my spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like coming across to who created me is I started on my way home. I started praying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Powerful.
And you don't have to do this if you want, but I'm like, God, please take whatever that has happened to me today and take it out of my heart and sweep it away. Don't put it under the rug. Don't put it behind something.
Just let it go.
Let it go. That way, when I walk into my house, I'm on a whole nother vibe.
And I'm on that same vibe. I tell everybody, and I do this even let me tell you something. We ain't sitting here saying we're perfect and we don't going through arguments and we don't be going at it with our wives and stuff. Of course, look, we're human. I ain't flat out. We human. What I'm saying is that even when my wife and I are not on the same accord, I'm still asking God, please soften her heart. Please watch over my wife. Watch over my marriage. Come into my household. Come into my marriage. Come into our space. You are invited into this marriage. You are invited into this parenthood. You are invited to our household to keep us as one. Pray for your spouse. Now, people say, yo, man, I just been dating my girl for about 2 weeks, and like I ain't trying to be that deep with her. And I'm like, okay, listen, pray for her because the problem is we have too much high expectations that we're gonna be on this earth forever.
But and that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? And for them guys that's out there, it's like, oh, I only been with my girl for 2 weeks. I'm not on that vibe. But you on the vibe to
Exactly.
trying to sleep with her. You're trying to get a little drunk. So when you sleep with somebody, you giving a
Exactly.
piece of yourself
Right.
to this person. So if you trying to sleep with this girl, you better
Exactly.
be on that vibe. You better be on that like, yo, please let this person that I see myself intimate with
Right.
be the person for me. Not just the next
That's it.
piece and then gone, because you be the next
Right.
piece and you'll be gone. You know what I mean? You won't be here tomorrow. You find out you have one of those diseases that you
Exactly.
can't take back. And I'm not talking about AIDS, bro.
Right.
I'm talking
And,
about
and
kids. You have kids with the
exactly.
wrong person,
And that's
boy.
what happens because God's like, I'm telling you, this is not for you. And you're not listening. So I have to
Mm-hmm,
punish you and sit you down because you hard headed.
mm-hmm,
You hard headed. And
mm-hmm,
that's a life changer. That changes. There's no coming back from that. That's
mm-hmm,
this is my child, and I had to
mm-hmm.
now I have responsibilities. And I didn't want those responsibilities and
Responsibility. But it's not even a responsibility because
right, right,
some people
right.
take the responsibilities, but now you have responsibilities with a woman or a man that you don't even want to
Exactly.
see tomorrow. But guess what? Because you have this kid, you might have to see this person for
Exactly.
the rest of your
And that's
life.
and that's why it's important that okay,
Mm-hmm.
right now, you're looking at your relationship while you're listening to us right now. Currently, you're looking at that person, you're looking at your past. What I want you to do, if you are
Mm-hmm.
currently dating, this is what I want you to do. Ask that person, what is the next step in this relationship? Okay, but Gene,
Mm-hmm.
we only been dating for a couple months. Okay, again, what is the next step in your life and it does it tie into this
Mm-hmm.
relationship? Okay, well, I'm just going to school and I'm going to work. Okay, great. Is that person doing the same thing? What are their plans for their
Mm-hmm.
next step? You have to have some layers
Mm-hmm.
of what your life will be with that person. If you cannot see yourself or see any vision with that person, it's not going to work. So if you cannot,
Mm-hmm.
just like in your marriage, you're right now, you're sitting there saying, we've been married for X amount of years. We've been doing the same thing X amount of years. We've been talking the same way X amount of years. This is what I need you to do. I need you to start. And listen, YouTube is free. Listen to a marriage conference. Get some tips and advice. Read a
Mm-hmm.
book together. You read one page out loud,
Mm-hmm.
I read the next one out loud. And we go on like the same book. Because you know what, Gene? I'm reading I'm reading Sister Soldier and she reading Goosebumps. What are y'all doing? Y'all not con-
Not it's not
y'all
even
not
the same,
connected?
not even the same level.
Go to a
Not even the
marriage
same level.
conference.
Mm-hmm.
Go talk. Listen, the problem is
Mm-hmm.
people think when you go to marriage counseling, oh, they're about to get a divorce. They got to get somebody to help. No, there's some things
Mm-mm.
that your
Mm-mm.
spouse is willing to talk about that she's just not willing to talk to you about. And when she wants to talk to you
Mm-hmm.
about it, you going off the limb. Oh, he this. Oh, he trying to be this. Oh, he this. No, I just need to get out and talk in a safe environment. This is why women,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm going to go on both sides, but let me start with the women. This is why women lean towards their father, lean towards their girlfriends. Why? It's
Mm-hmm.
because it's a safe area. And if you don't create that
Mm-hmm.
safe environment, she's not going to go to you. Okay. Men, we go straight to the
Mm-hmm.
fellas. We go straight to mommy. Why? Because it's a safe environment. Let's start creating a safe environment in our household. And if we create that
Mm-hmm.
safe environment in our household, it will be safe to communicate with each other. I have that problem. I'm working on my communication, and I be sitting and I'm
Well, I think that's all men, bro. And it's not just you, it's not just me.
because
It's
we were taught
all
not
men.
to.
And
We were not. Yeah,
bro,
exactly.
not to
We were taught
communicate.
to.
Hmm. And women get mad. I don't know why they get mad. Like literally, they get and